Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another episode of Moving Abroad Lesson 101 with your one and only Miss Mukoya. Just like the title of the video suggests, today we're gonna be diving into my my 1 year journey. Well, we're not specifically talking about what my journey has been like, because if I decide to talk about that and the 1 year that has been, I would most definitely cry. Initially, this is not what I was supposed to be talking about today. I was supposed to be talking about jobs in Ireland, but I feel like I didn't have enough knowledge on jobs here in Ireland because I was doing some of my research and kind of like thinking back. And as much as I'd like to really give you guys details on some of these subjects, I would rather not lie to you guys, because 1 year might seem like a long time, 12 months or a short time, but 1 year in a job market in a foreign country is very short. Things change. 2 years, 3 years, my opinions might change. So I would like to kind of like stay on longer before I can actually give proper opinion on that subject. That's why I kind of like changed and decided I can talk about my 1 year journey without actually specifically talking about the job market in Ireland. Maybe I could find someone who is willing to come join us for this beautiful series and talk about jobs in Ireland. An immigrant that has been here for longer. It could be a Kenyan or one of my girlies that I've kind of like met here, but we'll see about it. So when I moved here, I definitely had to settle, and how Ireland works is that you need to find a house. That is either a house, an apartment, shared room, whatever, as long as you have somewhere that you have a contract or you're lawfully staying there with that person, because everything else revolves around your residence and where you're staying. I did find a house pretty easy. I stayed in a B&B, then I found a house, and then now after you find a house, that is when you start finalizing on these other parts. So the documentation that you need to actually survive here, that's including a tax number or a tax card, which we have as well, the PSC. That also works when you have an address. You can't just wake up in the morning and go and apply for it. You need to have an address, and there has to be a reason why you're applying for it. And before you even get that one, you have to get a letter from the school saying that you're in school and you will be doing a part-time job when you're in school. And yes, again, I do get this question a lot of times. Yes, when you're in Ireland as a student, you can work for 20 hours per week. You can do a part-time job as you're going back to school, so weekends or even during the week, as long as it's 20 hours at the end of the week. Another document that you're gonna definitely be needing is your residence permit, which, you see the order that I've given you guys, that is the exact order that you need to find your documents. Actually, get your bus card immediately you land, get your of course SIM card, bus card, and then go and get your tax number, because it doesn't take as long. You're applying for your tax card, make sure that you're applying for your residence permit. That is the next thing that you need. I knew I needed one of them when I was coming here, so I applied for my PSC. PSC is the tax card, and then I didn't apply for my residence card. So I'm waiting for my PSC to come, and I'm in class randomly on one lecture, and I'm talking to the other students in my class, which you'd be surprised to find out that if you're coming to do your master's, it's gonna be a half and half in your class, where you get immigrants and then the rest are like people who are residents in the country. That, at least that was how it was for my case. We were randomly just talking about something with the rest of the class, and I was talking to some of my friends in class, and they were also immigrants, and they were talking about a document that's coming in. They applied and they have their appointment scheduled and whatever. And I was like, yeah, even I applied and I already got my appointment, so I'm going. It was like a week after. They were like, oh my days, that was so fast. Did you apply when you're still back home? Like, majority of hours, like everyone got their appointment in, I think it was in November, and mine was so early. And I was like, what? Really? I just applied like 2 weeks ago. What do you mean? And then they started explaining it to me, and they were like, no, there's two cards. There's the tax number, you apply for it, you also get an appointment, you go there, they take your picture and everything. And then there's the residence permit. Now, the residence permit is what now says that you're actually allowed to be in this country, to go to school and to work. So please, that is the whole kind of like shebang when it comes to your documentation. I always speak about the systems that have been founded or like put in place by the governments in these countries. Coming from a country where sometimes the system can be a bit slow, I think they have really tried to make government or public services very easy to work with, easy to find, easy to maneuver, easy to find help, even if you need help, because you're gonna call the helpline and for sure they're gonna respond. You're gonna email them and for sure they're gonna respond. And then, as usual, you need to find a church. Come on, like, hello. I grew up in church. From a baby, I'm a pastor's kid, like you all know, probably or not. I'm a pastor's kid. I've grown up my whole life in church, so I have seen the community that a church can give you. So that's what I also wanted when I got here. Being a new country with no one, no relatives, no family, I knew that I really wanted to get some of that community from the church. So where I was living, I just found a church. It wasn't like a big church or a church that is even related to the church that I was going to back home. It was just a church that I could go to on Sunday, get a few friends, people that I can talk to, people that we can actually like fellowship with. And the first church that I did go to, it was St. John the Baptist Church. Yeah, it was in Clontarf. I met amazing people. Majority of the congregation there was the older, like it was like an older people kind of church. The people that I met there were really amazing older people that I made friends with. We were like 3 youths in the church, made really good friends, really good friends. And that's the good thing about finding a church. In a church, you will always find community. In a church, you will always find friends, people willing to help you. Even when I came here, I remember the house that I first found, they had just one issue, which was in December between the 21st to the 7th of January. I just needed to be out of the house because the family would be coming back to use their accommodation, so they needed me to kind of like find accommodations elsewhere, and then I'm gonna come back. Well, they didn't need me to carry my belongings and everything, but they just needed to use the room that I was staying in for that period. So I was really stressed before and was wondering, where am I gonna stay for that 2 weeks? I don't know, I don't have anyone here. Am I gonna have to rent an Airbnb or like stay at a hotel? So one of the people that I met in church, they were so accommodating and they invited me to their house, and I stayed in their house for the 2 weeks. Super appreciative. I will never ever, I don't even know what to say, because it's not very easy to just come across people and they just accommodate you in their house. So yeah, find a church, find a community. It's gonna help you settle easier. And although I'm calling it settling might take way longer because there's ups and downs. There's always something coming up when you're an immigrant that you feel like you're unsettled. There's always the moving, there's always trying to find a new house. Until you find like a permanent place, there will always be the unsettling and settling and unsettling and settling. Okay. Number 2, the school. So I personally came here as a student. I didn't come here for work and I didn't get a scholarship. I came here specifically to study my master's in digital and content marketing. That's what I really love, I really enjoy. That's why I'm actually creating content right now. This is my forte. And I didn't know what to expect. I came with the hope of learning from the best and getting the experiences that I can, running with them, moving and seeing the world in a different perspective, in a different view, with people who have experienced different cultures and different backgrounds. So I remember my first day in class, I was carrying, oh my days! Why did I do this? So when I was in Moi University, hello Moi people, if you are in Moi University, the school is super casual. Going to class, you just carry your sling bag and then you carry your books in hand. I think most universities in Kenya operate like that. Like you're gonna see students just carrying their notebook to go to class and a pen. So that's what I did on the first day of school. I just carried my notebook in hand and my bag, like a small sling bag, handbag. And I went to class. And I got to class, majority, if not everyone from class. Everyone had a bag, everyone had a laptop, everyone came ready, prepared, actually, for class. Me, I had my notebook. And that was my first, actually I should have said this, but I think that was my culture shock. I didn't realize it then, but that was the first difference in the education here, that I actually realized that no one is carrying a notebook to class. Yes, we do take notes. Yes, there's jotting 1, 2, 3s, but you don't need a notebook to go to class. So I carried my notebook, I went to class. The class was really diverse, loved all my classmates, we had really good times, we really enjoyed. I did finish my master's, if I didn't mention that already, I did finish my master's in September. Your other first friends are gonna come from school. I even remember because I went to school on the first day and I met a girl, Niza, hey girlie. She's the one who advised me on the bank to open. She's the one who took me to the bus center to get my leap card. She took me around town, she talked to me about life in Ireland because she's been here since she was a little bit younger, and she kind of really held my hand for the first few weeks. So the friendships that you're gonna make in class are gonna be very, very helpful. I did not go for my orientation because I got here and then I didn't have a house, so I had house hunting to do, so I wasn't able to go for orientation, which again, please not make that mistake, because I went to class the first day and people had already coupled up, everyone had their friends, but I did eventually find a few friends in class. So school is gonna be great, school is gonna be fun. I enjoyed every bit of my schoolwork. Then we got to coding and didn't enjoy that so much. Sorry, Niall. That was my least favorite because we actually did coding. I have never studied coding in my coursework. This is why, again, please, when you're choosing a course to do, please go through the coursework, every single thing. Because my master's was only 1 year. I have a thing where I'm ignorant sometimes. So when my agent sent me the school that I'm going to, the course and everything, he sent me a link to everything. Even the school sent me a link to the coursework and everything. But me being Joy, I never clicked on the link. I just knew I was going. I know it's a digital marketing course, why not? I'm gonna be good at this, it's what I enjoy anyway. I didn't click to see what my coursework would entail. I didn't. It's all there, guys, it's all there. If you're moving and your coursework is it's all there on the website. Go check, see, be ready, so that when it comes a time when you're doing coding, you're not shocked that actually I'm about to do programming and language, and I don't know the computer uses Python as a language, and I don't know you have to do this to the code to the. Please check and be sure that what you're doing is actually what you want to do. The coding part wasn't that long. It didn't affect me much. I literally learned as we went, and I was okay. Finally, I hope, I think. Be good with your schoolwork, for real. You'd rather pass the first time than repeat an assignment or an exam if you guys have exams. I didn't have exams. I had a project though, and I had a dissertation to write, so please do not compare my journey to yours. I know you have exams, but I had a whole dissertation that nearly finished me, but I finished it before it finished me. Do the things that you enjoy in school, join class. Oh my days, guys, there is a certain obsession in this country, or in the schools in this country, where people really enjoy clubs and societies and all those things. It's a thing, it's a whole thing. On the day of your orientation, on the first day of school, societies, clubs, they are all gonna be in school trying to sell it to you. They have mini packages for you. They even have a bag, they have snacks. You go to their stand, you talk to them. people are so obsessed and like they really enjoy the societies and clubs, which is I think it's like a really good thing. It's a good initiative because at least people can find a community really quickly. You find people that actually do the things that you enjoy. So please, if you have an opportunity to join a society or a club, do it. It's gonna be helpful, especially if you don't have friends, you don't have family. They're gonna be your first family as well. That's where you find like-minded people. You're gonna find a book club, you're gonna find a club that plays hockey, you're gonna find a club a Christian society club, you're gonna find the most intense or different clubs and societies that you didn't even think exist. They're all there. Join them. I joined the digital marketing team in school, so the social media team in school. That was actually one of my first jobs here in Ireland. I joined it, and when I was joining, I didn't even know like they were paying. I just joined with the mission of learning from people who actually know what they're doing. And I went for the first meeting, and we were like 5 of us, and they were just talking and discussing, and they were talking about payment. And I was like, what do you guys mean payment? Are we getting paid for this? They were like, yeah, if you do work, you get paid. I was like, what? You mean it? And yeah, I needed to create content, share it to the team, and they post it on the page, and I get paid for it. Do what you love. When you get to that university, kwa kimbelembele, for real, I mean it. Be that person that's there. Just be there. And those are the people that give you recommendations. They recommend you to works. They give you references. Please put yourself out there, okay? Now, let us talk about the most important thing and what I actually wanted to talk about in my other video, like before I changed my mind, the job space and the job hunting and how to find a job and how easy it is and how hard it is. The first few months, it's gonna be tough. It's not a walk in the park. It's not the easiest, like wake up in the morning, get it. You might have the qualifications, but it's not that easy. A job is gonna be there. It's gonna find you. But please note, it's not that easy. You always hear people talking about casual jobs abroad. That is exactly what they mean. You're gonna either find a job the first few days. I don't mean this is applicable to everyone, but majority of people. When you're coming in as an immigrant, the first few months, you're gonna either find a job as cleaning, you're gonna find a job as a waiter, waitress, you're gonna find a job as a kitchen porter where you help clean utensils, you're gonna find a job as a hotel, kind of like you help with cleaning the rooms and stuff like that. You can find a job as a carer, which is actually what I was doing for the first few months. I was a carer, and although those jobs sound like they're not really, you know, like the job that you're maybe used to back home, they're really gonna sustain you. I'm not even joking. Jobs here, they do pay well as compared to back home. If you're coming from an African country, that's what I mean. They do pay much better. You're gonna get minimum wage, but minimum wage here, money to help you survive. It might not be that much enough, or like enough to actually give you trips, give you good food, but for the first few months, it's gonna be sustainable. And then during the holidays, December, January, you can do 40 hours, work hard, kind of like make up for all the money you didn't make for the first few months. And then as time goes by, you actually make real connections. You actually meet good people. You actually meet people who are willing to help you with your job journey and your career hunt and everything. And slowly, you get that job that you've been dreaming about. Do not stop applying for jobs. If you're starting out, if it's like the first few months, do not despair. Keep applying for jobs. Go on Indeed. Apply to them all. Literally, apply to them all. Change your CV to match the qualifications that your job that you're looking for is looking for. Apply to as many jobs as you possibly can, and then sit down and wait. A job is gonna come. But you have to be very smart. Change your CV. Don't use the CV that you had back home. I know you are a very skillful engineer. I know you are a very skillful doctor, nurse. You're good with social media. Just for the first few months, if nothing is working in regard to finding like a job in an office and you have to look for a casual job, remove all of that. Remove being a social media manager, which I was when I was coming here. I had to take all of that off. I had to take all my previous experiences in I don't know what radio company or what. I took them all out, and then I thought about some of the work that I had done in Kenya that actually applies to the jobs here. So when I was looking for the carer job, I had to think on my feet and think about any caring that I had done when I was back home, and then I incorporated that into my CV. They don't need a lot of experience, but they need to know that you actually know what you're looking for and you're not just applying just to apply. Have as many CVs as you possibly can. Oh my days. If you're looking for a job as a kitchen porter, a job as a cleaner, a job as a hotel cleaner, or like, I can't remember what they call them, a job as a receptionist, a job as whatever job you're looking for, have a CV for everything. Name them according to the jobs: carer, kitchen porter, chef assistant, whatever, everything. Put them and then have them in one folder in your phone, in your laptop, whatever. CVs. Apply as you go. Apply. One time it's gonna give itself and you're gonna be okay. And have your documents ready. They're always gonna ask for your references. Always. So have those ready. Talk to people back home, the people that you've worked with before. Tell them that you might be called upon to give a reference. Please help me with that. And give references that can respond. Because if a reference does not respond, the job is getting delayed. Because until this reference responds, that's the only way you're gonna get a job. So find people who are actually reliable. Okay. Finally, the friends that I've made here, they're not many at all. They're like 2 or 3. But the friends that I've made here are the people that actually hold me down. All the points that I've talked about, I have talked about friends within them. You're gonna make friends, but it's up to you to actually make these friends. Put yourself out there, give time, because once you find a job and you're balancing a job, school, family, calling your family, reaching out to I don't know who, you're gonna be exhausted. You're gonna wanna hibernate and escape from the whole world, but it's up to you to actually keep these friendships going by checking up on them, making time off of your very busy schedule as an immigrant to actually go out with your friends, to plan dates, meet up, make conversation, call each other. Otherwise, you're gonna end up in a hole of loneliness in this country that you didn't even expect. And it gets dark very quickly. Literally, quite literally, outside and inside. Outside and inside your heart. It's not one manual for everyone. No, people have different ways that they've met people in these countries. There's different ways to make friends. There's different places to make friends. People have opted for an app to make their friends, like dating sites and stuff like that. It's up to you to decide which one works best for you. And if it works for you, go with it. Move along with it. Don't mind what people say. If it's giving you satisfaction and you're enjoying the meaningful connections that you're making, go with it and stay connected with those friends. And do not forget to call your family. The settling process is not easy, and life as an immigrant post 1 year. Once you hit the 1 year mark is when you realize, oh, it wasn't that bad actually, and I could actually do this again. Heck no! But your first year is gonna be a ride, highs, lows, but that's how life is, right? Even if you are back home, you definitely have highs and lows. You just be a bit comfortable. So when you're in a new country where it's a bit uncomfortable, you're being molded to becoming the best version of yourself. Don't be scared. This journey is not an easy one, but it's one that you can actually do on your own. And with everything that I've told you, you can actually really succeed. So you've got this, and I hope to see you in the next vlog. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.